So, everybody in this planet, what do we arrive here knowing, doing, seeing, being? We arrive with nothing but our souls. We are these little infants who are these clean slates, just here to absorb, to learn, to love, to know. And I feel like we enter this world as souls who have experienced perhaps past lives, past experiences, but we can't remember. It's like when we enter the planet, it gets deleted. It's still there, but we can't recall what our past lives, what those lessons might be. And so in this lifetime, our purpose, our mission is perhaps to rediscover who we really are, who that soul is, and who and what we are meant to do, who we are meant to meet, who are we, where are we meant to go? What are we meant to do in this world? And how many times do we sit and ask ourselves, is this it? Is there more? What am I meant to be doing? Who am I? What is my purpose? Have you ever had those thoughts? And have you ever just dreamed of someone walking up and handing you a piece of paper with the full details of how to achieve that dream and just how to live your life purpose? I know I have. I know over many decades, I have felt that. I have known that I am meant for more, just as you are. And what that more is defined so completely different for each person. My definition of amazing may be writing a book and doing it and having it published. And that is such a huge life accomplishment. Whereas someone else may have the goal of overcoming emotional trauma, overcoming physical trauma, just living a peaceful life. And while someone else may dream of standing on a stage, speaking, inspiring others, motivating people to dig deeper, to live these fully authentic lives. The point is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your purpose is. It doesn't matter what anyone else's purpose is. What matters is how you go about achieving this purpose. And in that journey, you will discover that your purpose isn't self-serving. That if we truly dig down, one of the best things that we can actually discover, we can actually learn how to do, is somehow help humanity. Whether it's a small group of beings, whether it's an entire country. But when we drill down, what's important is making a positive difference, is making an inspiring example of living life, living in integrity, respecting your body, respecting your friends, not expecting perfection. We're all going to choose maybe little side quests that aren't the wisest choices. But knowing that that is all part of the process, and being able to forgive yourself, forgive others, that's part of the process as well. The important part is knowing when to redirect, when to feel into your soul, when to connect within and recalibrate, realign your path. Always tuning in. Our gut, our intuition, our soul knows. We know when we're off track. We know when we're dating the wrong person. We know when we're in the wrong job. We know when we're not eating right. We know when we're not moving our bodies enough. We know when we aren't being as kind as we could be. We know when we are denying ourselves of our true happiness. So what can you do about it? You can identify. You can drill back. You can think back to the days. And maybe it's not thought. Maybe it's hopping into meditation, hopping into that silence and listening. We go about things sometimes in a very task-oriented way, a very masculine driven, and I'm not talking about men, I'm talking about that masculine energy, very forward. There's nothing wrong with it. It's very action oriented. It's very more aggressive. And maybe what we need to do is lean into that feminine way, more of that surrender. And again, this is not to do with genders. This is qualities. Each of us, we have both. And so maybe in leaning into the feminine ways, sitting back, going with the flow, feeling into our hearts, feeling into what lights us up. Maybe just giving our bodies, our brains, our souls that silence, that quiet meditation, and listening to that feminine, listening to that soul, and listening to what it is that lights you up. And I think a good exercise to do is to bring yourself back. Think back to your childhood or even your preteen or teen years, before we got sucked in by society and before we had to jump into that adult planning. When life was still free, when we didn't have as many worries, we didn't have responsibilities. And thinking back to those things, were you dancing? Did you love making up skits with your friends and acting them out and everybody would end up laughing? Were you always, reading and getting lost in a book? Did you love writing? Perhaps you were doing art. Maybe you were studying human biology. But thinking back, before those voices, before that doubt came in, before society told you that you couldn't do that, to stop dreaming, to be realistic. Thinking back, feel that tingle. Think of those things. That's your soul. That's your purpose. Never mind these little narratives that you can't make money doing that. That's not reality. That's not how you make money. You need a 9-to-5. You need to go to post-secondary. No, take it away, strip it away. Think about that passion. Feel, remember what it is that lights you up. Take a moment to write it down. Just start writing. Write. Let your soul free. Just write and write. Maybe you just think about it. Maybe there's something that lights up, that gives you that spark, that remembering. And I ask you, do you dare take a step in that direction? Do you dare remember what it is that you are truly meant to do in this world? Can you step into that absolute amazing version of yourself? I dare you.